Hello, and welcome back to my channel. This is a view of a special part of my yard. I love this section with the arbor filled with hanging and potted blooming plants, and the chip slate walk path around the fountain with the roses and other blooms. I took this video in the later half of October. Just Saturday evening, October 25th, I was cooking out on the grill in the nice warm temperatures. However, Sunday, October 26th, the weather caught up with the calendar, and I was needing to get busy with some fall preparations that I've been putting off because of the nice weather we've been having up to this point. I needed to transplant 4 rose bushes from containers into the ground. This is a task that I needed to do probably earlier than now, but I kept putting it off because the roses kept blooming and I liked the way they looked in the pots that they were planted in. They wouldn't have made it through the winter in the pots, but I think they'll weather the season well in the ground. We do get some freezing temperatures in the Atlanta area, but only for short periods, usually only a few days at a time. Insulated in the ground, the roots should be fine throughout the winter. I could have stored the roses in my basement with some of my other potted plants, but I used these pots for tulip bulbs that I plant in early January. After the tulip season, I used the pots for other plants. Maybe next season I'll get some more roses. I really like the way these turned out. Planting the roses in the ground wasn't that much work. The ground was worked earlier this year, so it wasn't a hard dig. I used the potting soil from the pots and mixed it with the clay from the ground as a base in the hole. Then I filled around the root ball with more potting soil from the pots. The way I arranged these roses in the ground around the chip slate walk path surrounding the fountain adds a nice accent to the area. I hope these roses thrive again next season the way they did this season. The blooms were awesome all summer and throughout the fall. In past years, I left my hibiscus pots out on the patio. They never made it through the winter. This year I decided to keep them in my basement. The 3 of them grew so well throughout the summer, I didn't want to start over again next season with new, smaller plants from the store. My next task was to cut the white mandevilla vines off of the arbor. This vine really grew healthy and strong this season. After cutting the vines back down to about a foot above the pot, I stored it in the basement with the hibiscus. I'll be super happy if this plant comes back as strong next year as it was this year. This arbor was so full of vines and blooms all summer. It's a bit sad to strip it down. It looks so empty. But it'll be full of Christmas lights pretty soon. I'm glad I got this fall preparation done when I did. The weather's been miserable for the past few days. I needed to get this work done because I'm going on vacation for a few weeks. When I get back, it'll be time to start with my Christmas light display. The rest of the work involved tidying up a bit around the patio. I raked up the rest of the vines on the ground, and I also raked up around the fountain area as well. These rocks that I'm clearing away are from a trench that I dug for electric wire I laid a week ago. I installed 3 electric outlets throughout my yard. I left a link for that video in the description. Whenever I dig anywhere in my yard, I always hit a load of rocks. Instead of dumping them with the dirt I removed for the trench, I toss them aside and then I put them in the dry rivers I have on either side of the yard. The large chunk of concrete I hit digging the trench at about 18 inches deep. That must have been buried there by the home builders over 30 years ago. For now, I just put it along the back fence. I'll bury it somewhere else eventually. I'm in the final stretch now. All I have left to do is blow off the patio and the walk paths. As you can see, the leaves on the trees are still mostly green. Once they begin to turn fall colors, I'll be out here every day clearing leaves. So here's another look at the arbor and the fountain area just a few days prior to my fall preparations. Everything still looks so thriving and vibrant. It still amazes me how we go from a nice warm summer day one day to a cold fall spell the very next day. And here's an overview look at the same area after my fall preparations. It looks so empty. Well, that's it for this video. If you enjoyed it, please give it a like and leave a comment. And always, please consider subscribing if you want to see more of my backyard garden progress.